But today was a big day in Los Angeles, not for the Lakers, but for the Clippers. And it was an understated press conference, which I expected when you talk about Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and basically the stepchild to the Lakers in the city. It just is. There's no way around it. The Clippers have never won anything. They've bounced around to town, San Diego back, Buffalo, I think they're right, were once the Buffalo Braves and all kinds of stuff. So they've been around, but they had the sunshine today because they were winners. The Nets and the Clippers were the two biggest winners in the free agency this past offseason, and they got two big stars. What jumped out about the press conference to you? Was there anything other than the idea that the Clippers, and I know it's hard for people to fathom and grasp and hold on to, but they have a chance to win. They have a chance to win a championship. In fact, I'm standing out here. I'm going to be out in the wilderness by myself, and I'm telling you that the Clippers will win the NBA championship this year.
You think you're in the wilderness on that?
Yeah, to win it.
Who is saying otherwise? Who is saying?
No, I'm not saying. People are saying they have a chance. I don't know how many people are saying they're going to win it. I'm going to tell you the next two NBA champions.
Go ahead.
Clippers this year and the Brooklyn Nets next year. Those are the next 2 years.
No sleep till.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I'll tell you this. I don't know that I trust.
Ain't nobody saying that out there. Nobody in Sports Talk Radio America.
Well, Brooklyn, I don't know that I trust Kyrie.
I do. I've seen him play against the Warriors. I saw him average 28 points. I saw him knock down big shots in big games. He's the kind of guy who could get to the basket at any time that you need in big games. He's played in those games, and with Kevin Durant as the lead, he will be perfect. I'm telling you, it'll be rejuvenated. That team will be great. And this team, because I love what the Clippers did a year ago. I love that they traded Tobias Harris, their best player, and they still won 48 games, and they still went to the playoffs, and they beat the Warriors in Golden State, in Oakland, with a healthy Kevin Durant twice, including coming back from 31 points on the road when they could have easily rolled over and said, why do we want to go back home and play a game 6 to lose? We could just give it up here and it'd be all over.
Well, and that's why I like them as well, because that's the ethos of the entire organization. Mental toughness. They talk about they
don't quit.
The term that they use, Rob, I don't know if you've heard this, black top versus big top. And I don't know if you have heard that or not, but Big Top is the other team across town. They're the ones with, a circus-like atmosphere. And the Clippers they want guys that play like they're on the blacktop. And Patrick Beverley is that.
I love that guy. He's one of my favorites. And you know what? You remember when Lonzo debuted in the NBA?
And Patrick Beverley
D'd him up full court? He D'd him up on the inbounds, full court. Sure. I'm
course.
like, wow. We don't see that anymore.
He's an old school guy, and he
had to earn his way to the NBA.
Exactly what I was going to say. He was
I'm
in
gonna
China.
make you earn it.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Montrezl Harrell, second-round pick. Love that guy.
Lou Williams. Love that guy.
I agree with you.
Doc Rivers won a championship already. I thought last year was his best coaching job.
I agree, 100%. And I think that Kawhi now, to what I was saying a minute ago, this is the ethos of the organization. We're not flashy. We're not the big top. We're not the circus. We don't talk. We don't subtweet. We don't, what does this Instagram post mean? Like, I don't even know if Kawhi has Instagram. They just get to work. They play ball.
Elijah, does he? Do you know?
Does Kawhi? Yeah, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what Instagram is. I don't even know. Does he even have a... Thanks, Kawhi. I appreciate that. Stop. You're embarrassing me. Does he even have the smartphone yet, or does he still do the flip phone? I know that was like a big point of contention a few years ago.
He's got enough cash to do that now. Right?
I mean, he's got like a $13 million home, so he's doing fine.
So, right. Let's not act like he's living in a bandbox or a studio apartment or something.
But I just think that I'm with you in the sense that I like this team, but I like the kind of mentality that they have. I now think that Kawhi Leonard is the face of that kind of, like I said, ethos, that mentality of we're tougher than you, we're more physical than you, we want to play defense, which I think is a huge thing that nobody talks about.
Look at their team. They're going to be a hell of a defensive team. and they have those guys. We saw Giannis destroyed the Eastern Conference, destroyed the NBA, and then all of a sudden Kawhi Leonard guarded him. And what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals? All of a sudden, he shot 30. He was shooting over 60% from the field, went down to 35% when Kawhi guarded him. That ain't by happenstance.
Absolutely.
And remember that Milwaukee won the first 2 games of that series and didn't win another one.
I wanted to ask you real quick.
Go ahead.
We're going to talk Clippers, but Lakers. Were you as unimpressed with the moves post Anthony Davis as I was? Because I sat there and I felt like when, we talked about everything that we like about the Clippers, but I felt like the Lakers, when they didn't get Kawhi, they scrambled. I'm not a Boogie Cousins guy. I'm not a Rondo guy at this point in his career. I didn't like those moves at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. Everybody says, oh, yeah, the Lakers did an unbelievable job after the fact. I don't buy into that.
Agree.
I just, those are pieces, parts that were laying around. And here's the other part. Just be honest. While all the other movements going on, and everybody's being snapped up. Why are these guys left? Why are they available late in the game? Why? They couldn't have been waiting around to see if the Lakers were going to get Kawhi, because then there wouldn't be room for them.
Sure.
So why were they available? I don't buy that at all.
Of course. Boogie Cousins is on one leg. Rajon Rondo's running out of teams.
We saw the report from ESPN. They were like, there's no interest in Boogie Cousins.
No market.
Zero. There was no market.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, remember he dissed the Lakers to go to the Warriors. You remember that?
Of course.
So all of a sudden, now he's going to the Lakers. Come on, man.
No.
But the Clippers, I love what they did. They have a smart, rich owner.
Yep.
They have a great coach. They have something already in place.
You know what they have, though? They have an identity.
Yes, that's what they have it.
And, you look at the Lakers. What are they? How do the pieces fit together?
You don't know yet.
Exactly. You know what you're going to get from the Clippers.
Is Anthony Davis going to wind up being like Kevin Love and Chris Bosh, standing on a perimeter, standing out there?
Or is he going to be sitting on the bench with a cast on his leg or something like that? He's played 70 games, I think, twice in his career.
He's missed 14 or more games in 5 of his first 7 seasons. Yep. So everybody can say, "Oh, what are you hating?" Those are facts.
I agree.
Those are facts. Clippers, though, man, I am impressed where they're going. I love that it was understated. And you know what, Alex? It wasn't one of those over-the-top, let us bang our chest and go, not 2, not 3, not 4.
Not 3, not 4.
And
not
fireworks
5,
and all this other
6,
stuff. You don't do that. No. They didn't brag and say we're going to now dominate and win the next 5 championships. None of that. That doesn't fit with who they are and with what Kawhi and Paul George are. It's the understated superstars and the understated franchise that got something done even after giving up their star player.
You know what's understated? I didn't even know they were having a press conference today until about 10 minutes before it went on. I saw people tweeting live on the scene. This wasn't a big show. This wasn't a big to-do. These guys were obviously just ready to get together, get to work, and I'm excited to see what the Clippers have going forward.
No doubt. All right, are the Clippers the favorite to win the NBA title next season? All right, let's start with Reggie in Virginia. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Reggie, what's up?
Gentlemen, I know it won't be my Washington Wizards, that's for sure.
You already know that. You can count them up.
They might win the lottery, though.
You know
next
what,
year.
Reggie? Pathetic. That organization, pathetic.
Hey, I'm still hot when they got rid of Earl the Road and traded him to the Knicks. You know how long ago that's been.
That's right. Hey, that's a long time, man. You know what? The Knicks won a championship with Earl the Pearl.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Mr. Seldom, CIAA, HBCU. What can I say?
Yes.
But, gentlemen, I'm really have to say we have the logo of the NBA, Jerry West, the king of making matches. And, of course, Doc, I got to give it up to the Clippers. They're the richest owner, and they have that worker mentality. But Chris Paul, do you see Chris Paul making his way to the Lakers? I hang up and listen.
All right. Appreciate it. I don't, because
he would have to take a buyout.
OKC's they're not paying that. You know, they're not. You think you're going to pay that kind of money?
He would have to take a significant buyout and give up a lot of money because
they're not going to just give. He's owed so much money. There's no way they're going to give him that and let him walk.
Yeah, and the Lakers don't have enough money under the cap
for it to
keep
work.
Him. Yeah,
no, it doesn't work. Hey, Lon in Alabama, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Lon?
Rob P. and AT, I'm doing excellent, and I'm very, very happy that the West is stacked. And if LeBron, I'm a Laker fan, and I've been a Laker fan since I came out the womb. But the Clippers are the much better ran organization. And what you said earlier, Rob, about the pieces that the Lakers got, those were pieces that nobody else wanted.
Those were leftover, Lon. Anybody could they could try to sell you about how good they are. Yes, that's what that is. Because if the Lakers really wanted Rondo and
Boogie Cousins.
Yeah, well, Rondo and who the big guy was on last year?
JaVale McGee.
Right, JaVale McGee. They would have re-signed him if they really right. No, they didn't sign him, and then they wound up coming back to him. But I'm not buying the Lakers and their moves. Appreciate the call. What about Sean in Sacramento? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
Hey, what's going on, fella? Hey, you know what, Ron? I didn't even get to ask you. How was the Golden Girls cruise? That already happened?
That'll be in February, and I'm going to be calling from the cruise ship, giving you updates. There'll be pictures on Instagram with me and the hotties, and we'll be having dinner at 4:00, the whole 9 yards. Hey,
man,
Sean,
on the shuffleboard, man. I should have known you were going to be out there on Valentine's Day. What am I thinking?
You know exactly. And don't let that gray hair fool you, my man, all right?
Sounds fun to me.
All right, what you got?
Hey, you like them with a little experience.
Exactly. They know what they're doing. They know their way around a hospital bed. I mean a bed.
All right, so my point real quick, man, I think you have to consider the Clippers the favorite, man. They got everything going for them. Defense, which wins championships. They got experienced vets that are out there. They're going to be able to bring something to the younger guys, and they have good coaching. But my biggest concern with them is Kawhi has been plagued by injury the last couple of years besides last year, and you guys, Paul George coming off a double shoulder surgery. So I think my pick as far as winning the championship next year is probably going to be between Golden State and Houston, who I know both had major changes on their own, but you can't deny the chemistry of those core teams. They're still coming back with that. And after all the experience, they got to be the front runners.
Sean, I can't buy into Golden State. Their run is all over, and I'm not buying Houston. I don't think they got better. I think that they're about the same as they were.
You were on air when the story broke, right? Westbrook.
Yeah, with the Westbrook. Yep, yeah. Chris and I were both doing it.
I just, with Golden State, listen.
Oh, it was Jonas? I'm sorry. Jonas, Chris, they're both the same skin tone, right? Same thing.
Two peas in a pod. Those
they
two.
are.
Yeah.
I can never get those guys.
I can see where you get them confused. Yeah. What was I going to say? So Golden State, you don't buy that once Clay comes back, they could be a factor.
Nope. I saw them this past year when everybody tried to
swept the Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers weren't ready for prime time. I'm talking about when Chris tried to have that false narrative that he was trying to sell, that they didn't need Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was what do you call him, like a extra dressing window dress, like they didn't really need him, that they could win a championship. They were never going to win a championship without Kevin Durant. So I'm not buying it. I've seen Steph in action when it comes to winning a title when he's the lead. First of all, he's 0 for 8 in the last 20 seconds when you need a basket to tie.
Love it.
To tie or to go ahead. And here's the other part. Out of the 3 championships where he was the lead and no Kevin Durant, they lost 2 of them, including 2 of the 3, including a choke job of being up 3-1. And the one that they won, there was no Kevin Love and no Kyrie.
And Andre Iguodala was Finals MVP.
Exactly. And he couldn't even win the MVP.
Listen, real quick, I know we got to get some other calls. I am Mr. Anti-Steph Curry, so I'm so glad that I have found a companion. I think he is a media creation. I think people like him because he's 6'3".
Exactly. That's 100%.
You know what else it is, too? It's because his wife and kids are present. And if you criticize him, you're criticizing his family.
They remember when his daughter was up there at a press conference and all that? It's all cute. I'm not hating on the kid or anything. But this whole idea that he's that guy. He's a great shooter. He's not that guy. And I don't know why people keep saying it. He had a chance when Clay got hurt in that Game 6. He had an open look.
Yep.
He had people. Oh, it wasn't that. It was for the NBA. And he didn't even need a 3. He could have taken a step and taken a 2. And he's supposedly the greatest shooter of all time. That's what they claim. He is not. Let's squeeze one more in. What about Rob in Anaheim? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Rob?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Hey, before I get to my point, y'all are crazy, man. I'm a Laker fan. I would kill to have Steph Curry, greatest shooter of all time. So to minimize him,
yeah, you'd kill to have him, but as
I'm not minimizing
him.
I'm asking you, how come he can't make a big shot when it matters?
He has throughout the playoffs. I mean, in
he's 0 for 8, 0 for 8 in the final 20 seconds with a chance to tie or win. What part don't you? He's 0 for 8. Rob, did you hear me? What part don't you understand? 0 for 8. That's the greatest shooter of all time. I'd take Ray Allen any day.
Woo, I like it. Reggie Miller.
Go ahead, Rob. You got your point, or you done?
But get to the Rockets. I think, much of the pain me to say, I think the Westbrook pickup is going to be massive. And I think with PG and Kawhi injury prone, and unfortunately for our Lakers, LeBron and AD, neither can stay healthy. I think the pickup of Westbrook utilizes Harden a lot more, and they kept.
Did the Rockets get a new coach? Did the Rockets get a new coach?
I think this is the year they get over the hump.
Because D'Antoni can't win. Do you remember Phoenix? Do you remember
of course,
all those teams that won 60 games a year? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
he can never win.
The Warriors aren't in the way. The Warriors aren't in the way anymore. So I think this is the year they can knock off anybody and win it.
Rob, thanks for the call. The Warriors weren't in the way this year because KD got hurt. Yeah. Charles Barkley went on national television and said that there's no way the Warriors could win without Kevin Durant. And what did the Rockets do? They lost the game that Durant got hurt and then lost at home in Game 6.
You're right.
Stop it. Next up is one of our favorite people. That's right, Eddie House, NBA champion.
What's going on?
All is good. We saw the big press conference today. The Clippers, it was understated. It really fit who they are, what they're doing. And the 2 stars they have, Eddie, I like that team a lot. I think they're going to win the NBA championship. That's where I'm all the way out on the limb already. Tell me about them. Do you like those 2 guys going and being added to the team that they already had in place?
Yeah, I love those 2 guys being added. Number one, Doc is a defensive first team, so the teams are going to play hard defense. I don't think there's going to be a better backcourt, a defensive backcourt. You could probably say up there with Jordan, Pippen, and Ron Harper as hard and scrappy as these guys are going to be. And that's Paul George being one of the best two-way players. Kawhi Leonard probably the best two-way player. And then Patrick Beverly being a dog at the point guard position. It's going to be tough for the perimeters of every team that they play in the NBA for those perimeter players to get off. I like their chances a lot moving forward. I like those 2 guys being added. They can score. They're not just defensive specialists. These guys are two-way players that can score. So they're going to make a lot of noise because they're going to be able to stop guys night in and night out. And on the flip side, it's going to be tough for guys to stop everybody, those 2 guys on the flip side.
Now, Eddie, help me out. What did Kawhi do to stop Giannis? Nobody could stop Giannis. All year he shot over 60% from the field, and all of a sudden Kawhi gets on him, and he shoots 35%. What exactly did Kawhi do defensively?
Well, we'll talk about what Kawhi did first, but it wasn't just Kawhi. This was a total team effort. But what Kawhi did was, at times, Kawhi just took up his space and forced him to finish left. He understood that he loved to drive right and then get back to the spin, or drive left and come back to the spin. And when he was forcing him into those plays, the help defenders were right there for Toronto. Toronto had a hell of a game plan. And then what Kawhi does is he has the length, he has the hand strength, and he's also really, really strong. I mean, we've seen that in the finals, how all those and ones he was getting, how he was having guys bouncing off of him. So he's underrated on how strong he is. So he made it tough for Giannis by not only being strong, but also being not as long, but just as long right there with him to contest any kind of shots and then forcing him into the help.
Eddie, we hear all the time that Doc Rivers is kind of I don't know if players coach is the right word, but a guy that...
That's the right word.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to ask you, you played for him, you were in those locker rooms. What is it that makes vets love playing for this guy?
Well, because he takes into consideration your body. Some coaches just going to run their regimen, run their plan, this is how it goes, and they're going to run you into the ground. And then sometimes you get guys that get a little animosity behind that where the coach doesn't recognize, hey, we're kind of tired. We have 4 and 5 nights. Give us a day off. Just, we'll come back. We professionals. Just have a day where we come and watch film and we'll get shots up. Treat us as professionals. That's what Doc does. Doc has the ear of his locker room and the pulse of his locker room. if guys, he listens to his players. If guys like, oh, coach has been one of those rough ones, especially not only you can't do it with a young team. It has to be a veteran team, especially a team that's going to be a winning team. Usually that's what veteran teams are. And so he listened to guys in that way to where with days you need to just get off your legs. It's been a little struggle. It's a grind, dog days of February or January as well. He'll find little pockets there to where he listens to his guys and gives time off. And he's just fun like that. He makes you also think the game. It was a lot of times we have practice and 5 guys on one team would draw. Each guy will get an opportunity to draw up a play, a last-second play, just to make guys think, everybody think, to try to get on the same page and just see who also has the mind to be out there to create mismatches and understand exactly what he's looking for as a coach. So he did little fun things within the game. I mean, great coach. I can't say enough about him.
It's The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Our guest, Eddie House, of course, NBA champ and FS1 NBA analyst. Paul George at the press conference said something that I thought was a little lame. He said that he was a Kobe fan but a Clippers fan. Are you buying that, Eddie? How could that be? How could you be a Kobe fan but you're a Clippers fan?
Maybe because he's in L.A. He didn't like he liked the Clippers and Kobe was. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me because usually if you're a fan of a player, you're a fan of that team as well. I've never been I mean. Except this, I was never. I'm a fan of Ricky Henderson, but I wasn't a Yankee fan or a Mets fan. But I was a fan of Ricky Henderson. I could see it happening like that, but not the guy has been. Not when he's been with the team forever. Never seen it.
Hey, it's The Odd Couple. I'm Chris. He is Rob, and we want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. You can listen to us on the radio, and now you can watch us as well, and it's fun.
No question about it. And remember, oh yeah!